You all will agree that God made the human body and it is the most exquisite and wonderful organization which has come to us from the divine hand. Greetings of the day and a warm welcome to you, dear Glorians of Standard 8, to another class of science. It's time to appreciate the wonderful organization of human body. Through this chapter, human body and organ system. Let us understand the different parts of the respiratory system. Respiration begins from the nose. Air enters into the nasal cavity. From here, air passes into the pharynx. The food pipe and windpipe start at the pharynx. Air then gets into the windpipe or trachea. The trachea branches into two bronchi. The bronchi branch further into the lungs. A muscular wall called diaphragm separates the thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity and helps in external respiration. Shown here is a labeled diagram of the respiratory system. The respiratory system does two very important things. It brings in oxygen into our bodies, which we need for energy production, and it helps us to get rid of carbon dioxide, which is a waste product of cellular respiration. The nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, and bronchi all work like a system of pipes through which the air is funneled down into our lungs. The air enters in through the openings in the nose called nostrils. The internal part of the nose is the nasal cavity. The food pipe and windpipe originate in the pharynx. The pharynx is present in the throat region. The air then enters into the larynx or the voice box and then gets into the windpipe or trachea. The trachea branches into two bronchi. In the lungs, the bronchi branches into bronchioles. The bronchioles end in air sacs called as alveoli. The diaphragm is a dome-shaped sheet of muscle and it plays a vital role in the breathing process. It separates the thorax or chest from the abdomen. We will now learn each part of the respiratory system in detail. Let's begin with the nose. The nose is the only part of the respiratory system that is visible externally and is the route for air entry into the respiratory system. Air is drawn in via the nostrils or external nares and it enters large nasal cavity. The nerve endings responsible for smell are found in the nasal mucosa at the back of the nasal cavities. Epithelial cilia, commonly called as nose hair, and a mucous membrane line the inside of the nasal cavity. The cilia, along with mucus, trap unwanted particles. Due to this, filtered air passes out of the back of the nasal cavities into the nasopharynx, which is the uppermost part of the pharynx. We thus see that the nose helps in filtering the air with the help of the hair and mucus present in it. Let's move on to the next part, pharynx. Pharynx is the muscle-lined space that connects nose and mouth to the larynx and esophagus. Esophagus is the food pipe and trachea is the windpipe. Both of these originate in the pharynx. The windpipe, that is trachea, is present in front of the food pipe. There is a lid at the beginning of the windpipe. This lid is called the epiglottis, and this lid closes the windpipe during passing of food into food pipe and thereby normally prevents the entry of food particles into windpipe. As you can see from this animation, when the food enters into the esophagus, the epiglottis closes the windpipe. This prevents the entry of food particles into windpipe. Otherwise, when a person is not eating, the windpipe remains open. Hence, air passes through pharynx into windpipe. Let's understand the windpipe. The windpipe is swollen at the beginning due to the voice box or larynx. Here is the windpipe and here you can see the larynx. The windpipe bifurcates, which means it divides into two. Each branch is called as bronchus. One bronchus enters the right lung and the other bronchus enters the left lung. Inside the lung, these bronchus, plural bronchi, will divide further to form bronchioles. Bronchioles end in sac-like compartments called as alveoli. Talking about the alveoli, we learnt that bronchioles inside the lung terminate or end into sacs called as alveoli. Here are the sacs clearly visible. These sacs are called as alveoli and singular. Each sac is called as alveolus. Lungs are made up of many small such compartments called the alveoli. Rich network of capillaries is seen around each alveolus. These blue and red lines indicate the capillaries. The wall of the alveoli and capillaries are extremely thin. Thus, gaseous exchange takes place across these walls. Oxygen from the alveoli enters into the blood capillary and carbon dioxide from the blood capillaries gets into the alveolus. Seen here are the red blood cells or the red blood corpuscles. And as we know, the red blood corpuscles are red due to the pigment called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is an iron-containing pigment. Now, this hemoglobin has an affinity to oxygen. Therefore, it will absorb the oxygen from the alveolus. And at the same time, carbon dioxide and water vapor from the blood gets into the alveolus. Thus, oxygen is taken into the blood and carbon dioxide and water vapor are removed from the blood and given out during exhalation. Thus, we can see that alveoli help in carrying out Internal respiration. We come to the main part of the respiratory system, the lungs. A lung is present on either side of the heart in the thoracic cavity. Thoracic cavity means the chest cavity. And as you can see, the maximum area of the thoracic cavity is occupied by the lungs, and they also cover the maximum part of the heart. Each lung has a double layered covering called as pleura. The inner covering is the visceral pleura, the outer covering is the parietal pleura, and the space between the two coverings or membranes is the pleural cavity. This pleural cavity is filled with a fluid called as the pleural fluid. The lungs are elastic like a sponge. We now arrive at the last part of the respiratory system, the diaphragm. The diaphragm is a dome-shaped, muscular and membranous structure that separates the thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity, and it is the principal muscle of respiration. The simultaneous rising up of ribs and lowering of diaphragm causes decrease in pressure on lungs. Due to this, air moves into the lungs through the nose, and thus inspiration or inhalation takes place. When the ribs return to their original position and diaphragm rises up, the pressure on the lungs increases. Due to this, air moves out from it through the nose, and thus expiration or exhalation takes place. The continuous upward and downward movement of diaphragm is necessary to bring about breathing process. This video taken from Diksha app on human respiratory system will help you understand it better.
Energy required for various life activities is produced by the breaking down of glucose obtained from food by using oxygen in the atmosphere. How does oxygen in the atmosphere reach cells? It is the respiratory system that helps in producing energy continuously. Respiratory system starts from the nostrils. Minute hairs and mucus present here prevent the entry of pathogens and dust particles that may enter along with air to some extent. Nasal cavity, which is a continuation of nostrils, opens into the pharynx. Esophagus and trachea begins from the pharynx. Trachea is the tube that connects pharynx to lungs. Larynx, which helps to produce sound, is present at its beginning. Epiglottis present above the larynx prevents the entry of food into the trachea. The wall of the trachea is strengthened by C-shaped cartilaginous rings. Cartilaginous rings help trachea to remain open always. Cilia and mucus present in it help to expel the foreign bodies. Trachea branches into two bronchi and each of them enters the lungs. Each bronchus further branches into bronchioles. The pleural fluid present between the double-layered pleura membrane, which covers and protects the lungs, reduces friction between lungs and wall of thoracic cavity during the contraction and relaxation of the lungs. Each bronchiole enters separate air sacs called alveoli. Alveoli are surrounded by large number of minute blood capillaries. Gaseous exchange takes place here. Alveoli increase the respiratory surface area of lungs and thereby increase the rate of respiration.
How to prepare the lungs diaphragm model. Let's watch this video and understand the inhalation and exhalation process better. In today's class, we have covered human respiratory system. The respiratory system leaves us with a small message. Inhale positive thoughts, exhale negative thoughts. It's time now to take your leave and say goodbye. Thank you, dear girls. May your day be filled with positive thoughts. God bless you.